Right, hi everyone. Yes, this is just like the casual Thursday night stream, and yeah, I found. Well, this is a PDF that I've had for ages, and I just thought I'd share the photos of it today, and in the Facebook group, and I thought we could talk about the photos tonight. But it appears to be it was a load of PDFs that Bo Emerson from CieloDrive.com originally shared somewhere. It was actually Delinda Haynes had shared the link to them, and I only downloaded one of the files, but it was apparently stuff Bo Emerson hadn't had a chance to sort yet, and he had made it publicly available, and it's all the stuff, the exhibits from the court cases, basically, and but there's some, yeah, just some interesting pictures. I thought we could look at them. Yeah, say hello to everyone. Hello, Paul, and Kane, Capone, obviously, and Linda, hello, and I saw Bella, and Lil Milky, as usual. So I was call you Little Mikey, but it's not. It says Milky, doesn't it? So you've got to scroll back up to see who else there is. Kane's here. Yeah, Kane was it. Before Glasgow Dave. Yeah, there's people here before I even started. I could see you in the chat. So yeah, I shared these photos in my Facebook group earlier, and people were interested in them. So I thought, oh, we'll just talk about some of these tonight, and I'll show you the whole PDF because a lot of the photos are going sideways. So I've only screenshotted some of them and shared them in the group, and I've done slides of the ones that I've corrected. But I'll show you the whole PDF because there's some other interesting photos. There's some more La Bianca photos, and there's all the cards that would go with them, saying what trials they were used in and what exhibit number they are and what they're meant to show. But it's quite unclear exactly what they're meant to show, as we'll see when we get to the photos. Yeah. Yeah, I might as well just get them on the screen then. Let's get to the right page. Right. Yeah, because there's a good picture of the screen off and that. Yeah, this is the first photo, and yeah, don't worry about the what looks like a patch of blood by the number 4 there. It isn't. There's just red stones in the drive, and I think it's the shadows from the tree makes it look worse. And it kind of looks like they've tried to cover something up with the arrow, but that again is just red stones in the path. There's closer pictures of that path. It's not actually blood. But yeah, you can see the screen off there. But this gives you a better picture of the idea of the house, and in the other streams I've done about the blood evidence, it shows you, the porch and those 2 round bushes by the path. That's by one of them bushes that Sharon's blood was found, and her ribbons apparently. And I heard in my group that they have found the photo of the ribbons. I haven't seen that yet, but as soon as I do, I'll show you. And I think this is marking out where you can see the arrow and the LK. That must be them marking out where Linda Kasabian was stood outside. And I think the other 2 marks are trying to mark out where Wojtek was and Abigail. There's a arrow pointing up to show she was further up, basically. Is I think what this is trying to show, but the bodies have obviously been moved by the time they took this picture. And you can also see, because people were asking about the lavender scarf in my group, and that was up by the bushes between Wojtek's body and the path. Yeah, and there's various other diagrams I can show later if people are interested. But yeah. Sorry, just looking at the chat. Anyone got any questions? Well, yeah, and I'm going to share this link now for people that aren't in the Facebook group, right? This is my Dropbox folder, which has got all the documents that I have. I'll put it in the chat now. Oh, sorry. Lost the tab. All right. All the documents, and some of them now that this folder's full, so I can't fit any more in. So some new documents are going into my Facebook group. But nearly everything I have, basically, on the Manson case is in that Dropbox folder. You should just be able to download it. Just come up in the chat if you click that link. And this is the PDF labeled Box 1 that we're looking at tonight, if you want to see the whole thing. I'll show you the whole thing later. Yeah, this picture's just good to give you an idea of what the house looked like. And then there's this one. This is a close-up of the screen, and I think that says slice or slit in screen. And there's like an arrow pointing to where the cut in the screen is. And yeah, the screen's down. And I don't know what that blue circle is meant to be showing as well. If you look on the window, there's a little blue circle. I don't know what they was meant to be pointing out there. And the cards that come with these photos, I'll show you them later, don't give you much help in what they was meant to be showing. Just tells you the number of the exhibit, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Looks haunted. Yeah. Well, after what happened there, it probably is. Well, this house is not there anymore, is it? Yeah, there's a new house on the site. Yeah, well, I didn't hear of a fingerprint being found on the window there. That's the weird thing. The two fingerprints that I've heard about, obviously everyone's heard about, is the one on the door. There's a photo of that we'll get to in a bit. And when I was reading those Patricia Krenwinkel articles, there was one of her fingerprints on the patio door in Sharon's room. That's the only two fingerprints I've heard of. But has anyone else heard of a fingerprint being found on the window? They're showing something. Yeah, that's it. Everyone's saying it looks like it might be showing a fingerprint. But yeah, I've not heard of a fingerprint on the window. I've heard of Tex's fingerprint being on the front door. And Krenwinkel's being on Sharon's patio door. Who knows? What, is there a story of it already being haunted? Because I know Sharon had some kind of weird ghostly experience, didn't she? But it wasn't at this house. Wasn't that at Jay Sebring's house? But she saw, yeah, it was really creepy what she saw as well, considering what happened to her. Someone tied up to the banister or something, wasn't it? Yeah. God. Right. I can go back to these if you want to look at them more. Let me know. But yeah, this is the door. Yeah, I thought this was the back of the door, but it's not. You can actually see the pig. It's very faint, but you can see the pig written on the door. And that, I think, is meant to be marking where Tex's fingerprint was. Yeah. Oh, you went to 1994? You went in 1994 as they were demolishing it. You just walked right onto it, yeah. There's actually a video I found. I couldn't believe I've never seen it before, that people don't share it more often. But I thought it was Trent Reznor filming it, but it's not. There's footage of Trent Reznor when he was at the house, at the Cielo Drive house. But there's another load of footage that's just a guy that stayed there, and he films the guest house and he films the house. And he shows it, yeah, in the 90s it had CCTV, and the monitors for the CCTV were in the guest house. You can see the garden, but frustratingly, he never turns the camera the way that shows you where the trail might have met the garden at the back of the guest house. He only shows you the view of LA. He doesn't fucking turn the camera the right way. It's really frustrating. But it's still really interesting to see the guest house. I might show that on a stream one day and we can watch that, because that's really interesting. It's a walk around of the property in the 90s. All right. A person committed suicide at Cielo years earlier. Rudy said it was haunted, and Mark Lindsay said it was too. All right. So Cielo was also haunted, was it? Yeah. Well, after Resident, what, that was when you went there, just after the year, because they was demolishing it right as he recorded the album. And he took the door, didn't he, or something? He ended up with the door somehow, didn't he? I think. Let's see, what's the next one that I had. Oh yeah, this is where the wire. You can see the wires in this one. It's very, very like overexposed, so it's hard to see. But the wires, you can see the wires down, and I think that's Jay's black sports car up in the background, isn't it? And the white car, I think, is Abigail's, and obviously the car in the foreground is Stephen Parent's car. Yeah. Oh, the ghost of Cielo Drive hated women. Oh my god, that's disturbing, isn't it? Yeah, considering what happened to the two women that were living there. It's the ghost of Polanski, then. Yeah, he's not dead yet, is he? Now, the story of the door's weird, isn't it? It's been sold at auction since, hasn't it, the door? He took it to New Orleans and installed it at street level. You believe it's still there? I heard that it was put on the door of a recording studio for ages, and then but I think it's been sold again. Yeah. Hi there, Senator. Yeah, the blue square, again, the cards that come with them don't really explain what they're showing, but I'm assuming they're just showing you where the power lines meet the building. Because if you look from the blue square, you can see that's where the wires are falling down. This picture's like really bright. It's like a photocopy of it or whatever, isn't it? So, but you can just about see the wires in it. Yeah, that's it. The door has sold at auction for big bucks, isn't it? I know it has. Yeah. No, Polanski's not dead yet, is he? Unless I haven't fucking heard. No, but I'm sure we'd have heard if Polanski had died, wouldn't we? Yeah, no, he's still alive, I think. Yeah. He lives, yes. Yeah. Sorry. It sold for $125,000. Wow. The Doors on Trent Reznor's recording studio. Yeah, that's what I heard. In New Orleans for a while, and now a private collector has it. Yeah, that's what I heard he did. He put it on a recording studio. Yeah, he lives in Paris, doesn't he? Johnny Depp went and had a drink with him, didn't he, right after he won his Amber Heard thing, yeah. Or is it Switzerland? He probably moved, yeah. Anywhere there's no extradition thing in it, yeah, probably. I think that is actually the last picture, yeah. So I'll just show you the PDF. This is the whole PDF. See, this is how the pictures are in the PDF. I've screenshotted them and rotated them for you. A lot of them are the wrong way around. But this is the slide that comes with it. This is all the information you get. And like I say, it's all the wrong way around. But it says Manson et al. Is the case. Hearing grand jury. So it's used at the grand jury. And then you see the other times, the other times it's been taken out. So for the trial and for Leslie's second trial. Because at her third trial, they weren't allowed to bring up Cielo Drive, or they hardly brought up Cielo Drive because they were only charging her for the La Biancas. But yeah, this is the sort of slides you get with them and the cards you get with them, and that's like all it gives you. What was it? See, there's like loads of these things, just telling you what and that's the PDF of the picture. Yeah, and there's like these pictures of that was Abigail and Frykowski, and Sharon, obviously that, and Jay. And this is the door. Yeah, it's sideways. But you see, they've accidentally, when he scanned it in, he's covered up another picture. But I think that's actually just one of the other pictures that's in this. And these are, and that's Clem for some reason as well. A picture of him. And he gets called Clem Tufts, and Leslie. And towards the beginning, there's a picture of Linda. I want to go back. I'll show you it. That's Stephen Parent, I think, isn't it? And that's must be his prom date, whatever it was. Yeah, and then it's just all these things that would have come with the photos to say, when they were used. And that's the one on the screen that we've already shown. Yeah, this is it. That's Texas fingerprints, I think. And there's another one that is just the lift of the fingerprint. That's just the lift of his fingerprint, I think. I assume that's Texas. I have to read it more thoroughly to find out. Like I said, the PDF is in my Dropbox folder, which I shared in the chat there. I'll share it again if people can't find it now. Right, and a lot of it is just obviously scans of the receipts for stuff. But you get some of the La Biancas. Oh no, what was that? Sorry. Something about the gun there, obviously. Yeah, and this is the La Biancas. Obviously, you can see the word Rise written above the picture there. And these pictures need to be rotated as well. They're the wrong way around. And Death to Pigs there. I don't know what the red was meant to be marking. And that's Hilter Skelter on the fridge. Quite a clear picture. One of the clearest pictures of that I've seen. I have to screenshot these because some of them are clearer than. Yeah, in this picture of this is the cord. I don't know if that who that was used to tie. I'll have to look for the numbers for it. More pictures of the cord. See, these are quite clear, aren't they? I'll screenshot these and get them up in the group so they go around. On my subreddit as well. I've got a subreddit. Yeah, and this is just stuff about the cool, and that's the last page, I think. Right? Yeah. So. Hello. Right. Can you still hear me? Sorry, my audio didn't just go for some reason, did it? Right, I'll go back to the beginning of that because there's a picture of. Well, there's one of Krenwinkel that might be familiar. Yeah. What you're saying? Yeah, Helter Skelter. That was what she wrote on the fridge. Yeah. Sorry, now I've got to flick back all the way through that document to get to the beginning of it, just so I could show you the pictures of them. And there's a much clearer version of Tex's mugshot. I have to screenshot that so that you can show that, because the versions that go around aren't as clear. Yeah, there's an interview with John Phillips where he talks about this. John Phillips says he remembers it, or he threw a meat cleaver at the wall next to him, didn't he? Nearly hit him with a meat cleaver. John Phillips. Roman Polanski thought John Phillips had done it, yeah. Oh, did you, you cut yourself? You were cutting a croissant in half and went through it into your finger, so you cut, oh gosh, so. Hope you didn't write on the walls in your blood. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll back right to, here we are. We're right near the beginning now. Right. So I've seen that photo of Susan, but not with the card, so it had been cropped. Not the best exposure. And that picture of Charlie, I'm pretty sure I've seen. It sort of looks a bit overexposed, doesn't it? That is not such a familiar picture of Krenwinkel. I think I have seen it before, but that's quite a rare picture of Krenwinkel, I think, isn't it? And that is one of the clearest versions of that I've seen. You can see more detail, like the detail of his collar and all that sort of stuff, so I'd have to screenshot that. His eyes, there is a bit more detail, sort of. And this one, I'm sure I've never seen this picture of Linda anywhere. Does anyone else recognise that picture of Linda? So I don't remember seeing that anywhere. Yeah. Well, it does obviously, don't it? Yeah. It tells you Polanski was capable of violence if you throw a meat cleaver at the wall. Yeah, next to Roman. Yeah, that's it. Roman had an affair with Michelle Phillips. He thought he might be over that, didn't he? And that was what it was. Yeah, he confronted him about it. Yeah. Well, this is a common picture of Linda, is it? Yeah, because I haven't seen this one myself a lot, but it is. Yeah. Bad Ship Lollipop. It was because, like I say, these are all the court exhibits. So yeah. Some of them are quite overexposed. Yeah, you have seen it before, have you? It's not such a common one, is it? I don't think. But it looks like a mugshot, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, some of them look a bit overexposed, don't they? But the one of Tex, the Belladonna mugshot one, that looks clearer than other versions I've seen. Yeah, see, that looks... But yeah, it's a bit overexposed when he's facing it, but you get quite a lot of detail in that. And that one, I'm not so familiar with that picture of Krenwinkel as well. But I'm sure I have seen it before, but that's not so common, is it? One of us, usually she looks kind of dark, doesn't she? She's not like smiling, you can't see her teeth. She's smiling with her mouth shut, sort of thing. Yeah. I assume so. I think all these must be mugshots, yeah, because like I say, I think these were just, it was boxes of stuff that he hadn't had time to process properly, but he converted it to PDFs. And it's all the boxes of evidence from the court cases, basically. And so, yeah, this must be just... I don't know, why the hell would they need to show the jury a picture of Patricia Krenwinkel when she sat there right in front of them? It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know why they would have needed to have fucking pictures of the people that were sat right in front of them. That looks like something's been edited out of it, doesn't it? It looks like the number, the card she was holding up with her number has been edited out. Yeah, I could do a background removal of that, couldn't I? Make a icon out of it. Well, yeah, he didn't even think of writing stuff in the blood. Wasted opportunity. Earlier on, he said he cut his finger when he was slicing a croissant earlier. Mm. Yeah, that was weird. It was a weird thing for him to do, wasn't it? But I think he was at the time, yeah, trying to, because at the time they hadn't arrested anyone at that point, had they? Obviously, it took until about December, didn't it, to arrest him? October or December. So he was just trying to get publicity to the case, wasn't he? But yeah, it seemed like a weird thing to do. Rudy Altabelli never removing the blood from the carpet and letting people in to see it, and that was kind of creepier, wasn't it? Polanski was known as the original 5-foot pole you wouldn't want to touch anyone with. You've seen this one before, yeah? I'm sure I have seen it before, but it's yeah, just you don't normally see us smiling like that, do you? Hmm. And yeah, I could show a poem as well. That I shared that to the Facebook group ages ago, but I said I was going to read it out at that last stream, didn't I? And then I didn't do it. In fact, we didn't even watch the rest of the parole hearing. We didn't even see the bit where she gets all emotional. We stopped before that. Yeah, sorry. So I just got drunk, didn't I? I was celebrating reaching 1,000 subscribers. I didn't think it would happen until the weekend, but I'd already reached 1,000 subscribers by that stream. So I just got wasted, messed it up. So we can watch the rest. And there's another parole hearing, a much later parole hearing, where she does seem a bit better, you know. I think that first parole hearing we watched is her just starting to sort of come out of the, you know. Yeah, that's it. He kept it until the 80s. Rudy was the person that owned Cielo Drive, the man that actually owned the house. People don't know, and he was an agent. He was James Wood's agent, and people like that. He was quite a few famous people's agent in Hollywood. Yeah. Yeah, Jack Nicholson went with him when he first went back to Cielo, and I heard that Jack Nicholson went in there to try and help clean up the blood before Roman got there as well. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, great plan. Just to sit there and get wasted. It is. It's entertaining for people, isn't it? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. No, I am. Yeah, used to an echoing universe of suffering, living in Britain. Yeah, I live on the Isle of Wight as well. My God. Yeah. The suffering never ends. Hmm. And I remember debating this with people. Was it pig or pig? And there's better photos of it. That's like a really overexposed bright photo. And we did. If you examine it, I've got a better picture in another slide I could show. And it does kind of look like someone might have gone back later and added the bit that makes it look like a G. And so it might have originally said pick. But I don't think that means Pick Dawson was there. I think that it was just an effort to frame him. And then they decided not to so obviously do it. And maybe it was another trying to connect it to the Hinman thing because they had written political piggy on his wall, hadn't they? Yeah. I think it was pig, yeah. Yeah, Capone thinks it looks like it was later changed. Yeah, well, I'll get the picture up again because we were debating this on another stream ages ago. What am I doing? No, don't want to share the screen. It's a slide. Just talk amongst yourself for a second. Here it is. Here, that one. If you look at the bit it does the bit that sort of creates the bar of the G does look a bit darker, as if someone went back later and sort of enhanced it. Maybe I can see what people mean. Like it does look like maybe someone went back later and added a bit to make it look like a G instead of a pick. Instead of pick. Yeah. You think they were too dumb to think about that? Yeah. And I thought it's more logical that they'd write pig. Because if they were trying to link it to the Gary Hinman thing, they'd already written the word piggy, hadn't they? So it makes more sense for them to write pig. But also they might be trying to frame Pick Dawson, obviously, too. So yeah, I can understand why it might have been Pick and it got changed later. There's a theory that when Atkins re-entered the house, and she thought Sharon was still alive. She does say something about thinking about the baby, but she didn't have the guts to take the baby, so obviously to cut the baby out of her. So I wonder if she might have gone back in thinking about doing that, but didn't. But yeah, I've heard this before, and I've gone and read back through her autopsy report, and I can't see where he said that she was stabbed by a left-handed person. If I've missed it, show me what page it's on. But yeah, that's actually not, I don't think, in our coroner's report. I think that's just something that people have said, and there's actually nothing to look up. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, would they know how to? Yeah, would they have spelled it with a K? It was short for Pickens, wasn't it? Yeah, because that could also explain why it's darker, because it ran out, so she had to go and dip it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is a big door. It's because it's a cottage. It's a cottage style door, though, isn't it? It is bigger than a normal door, but it's or whatever, you know. It's the style of house. They have wider doors. Yeah. So I've still back here, but I couldn't see where it said she was. I know I've heard people say this before, but I've never seen it written in the autopsy report that it was by a left-handed person. How could they tell? I've never seen that actually written in the autopsy report. Tell me what page that's on. Show me where that is, and I'll believe it. But I've never actually read that. People say it, but I've never actually seen it in any of the reports. Yeah, that's it. It's like a barn door. French farmhouse style cottage door, like a barn door. So yeah, it's a European. You see these types of doors more in Europe. Yeah, it's a traditional like European cottage type door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have a look. Have a look because I'm sure when I went back and I read the autopsy report for Sharon, there isn't anything that did actually say that. Because yeah, it's like I can't really see how they'd be able to tell. Because it would depend what angle you were standing at from what angle the knife would go in, wouldn't it? No matter what hand you were using, it's like I can't see how they would tell that. Yeah, it was a beautiful house. Sharon Tate really loved the house, didn't she? That's the sad thing. If she hadn't loved the house so much, maybe she'd have been happier to move out for a little while until they fucked off. But she wanted to stay at the house, didn't she? Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, to fit a standard jam when Trump moved it. Because he must have had to cut it down. And unless he's recording, he had the actual bloody recording studio custom built, you know, the wall to the studio built to fit that door, maybe. But yeah, no, if you tried to cut anything off, you'd lose the windows, wouldn't you? You couldn't actually make the door smaller. So yeah, I wonder how he did that. Did he actually have the fucking wall to fit the door? Because that's not an internal sized door, is it? And it's not a standard sized external door. Hmm. Yeah, that's it. She called it her love house, didn't she? Yeah, she really loved it. It's so sad, isn't it? Yeah, that she liked the house so much. And so this happened to her there. Yeah. Oh, I think, of course, Linda went inside. I think Linda went inside. They just had to say that she didn't to make her seem, you know, the most plausible person. Yeah, yeah. 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 There's a Dutch door, which Robert Bird used a lot in his design houses. It's a Dutch style door. Yeah, but European, all over Europe, you see this style of door in like cottage type things. But this is more, didn't they? Don't they call it a ranch style house? But it is kind of like a big cottage. It's like a it's like a obviously in Europe our buildings are smaller, aren't they? So they're usually smaller in the UK. But it is just like a big cottage the way it looks on the inside because traditional European cottages have the beams inside and that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You can't see the beauty of the house because of the tragedy of it. Yeah, you can actually find because I was looking for old pictures of the house, just any pictures of the house when we were searching for any evidence of the back trails, and you can actually find loads of photos of it from the actress who originally had the house built and her in it and that. So there are like you can look at it in times before any of this happened. Like, when the house was just built and that. Yeah, it is ranch style. Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. Does also sort of look like a European cottage, just done bigger as well, though. The beams, the way the beams are, and that. Yeah, it is a ranch style house, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ranch style just means one story in the US, does it? Yeah, yeah, because cottages can have two stories as well. Yeah, and it's usually like wider and longer, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, someone said earlier. I think someone said $125,000 earlier. Someone said last time it sold, and I can't remember who got it. Yeah, well, yeah, Linda must have gone in to give her a new knife. Because at one point as well, though, Linda said Susan came out and spoke to her, and she said make him stop, and Susan said it's too late. And that sort of bollocks, didn't she? But in the penalty phase, Susan is saying that Linda came into the house, and she says to Bugliosi, "I didn't lie because yeah, she didn't come into the house for about 30 seconds. She stayed outside, then she came in." Basically, is what she says. And she talks about her being stood by the sofa when Tex is talking to Frykowski and that. So yeah, I believe she came into the house. Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of houses all over Southern California. I think it's a shame that the house that was built here was such a monstrosity as well. It's like yeah, it's like oh god, was it so? Did it have to be such a horrible house? Yeah. Did you grow up in a ranch style house? Did you? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That she ran out and spoke to Linda to get her knife. But in the penalty phase, Susan's also saying that Linda actually came in. And I've never got round to doing a stream where I've read out what Tex says in his psychiatry report. And there's some bits that have been badly redacted in that. But yeah, he seems to. I think that he's trying to avoid saying that Linda was inside, but he does sort of let it slip. I think that Linda was inside a couple of times, but I don't believe that she stayed outside the whole time. Not very many people do. I think they just had to make her say that to make her, plausible to the jury, because they found when they did the grand jury with Susan, the jury weren't sympathetic to her. Someone had to run out to be sick. Someone had a heart attack after Krenwinkel. But you can't just blame Krenwinkel because they'd also had Susan, and I think Krenwinkel came after Leslie as well, so they'd also listened to Susan and Leslie. And then when they finally had Krenwinkel, had a heart attack, had to be replaced. Yeah, it is. It is just a bloody big monstrosity, isn't it? It's like, oh, horrible. Yeah, did Linda Ronstadt, give Susan the new knife, really? Yeah. Too big for the neighbourhood. Yeah, there can't be a lot of garden around it because the footprint of the house is too big, isn't it? Yeah, so there's like, yeah, it's a shame what they've done to it. Yeah, yeah. Linda Ronstadt was in the bushes, handing them new knives and changing pig to pig. Yeah, it is a compound now. Yeah, it's like some kind of mansion compound. This is why you can't find any evidence that the back trails were ever fucking there, because it's all been sealed off now. They're so much more security conscious, aren't they? Another odd thing is how the porch light is on the right-hand side. There's two, I think. There's one either side of the door if you look, isn't there? And also, I noticed on one of the diagrams, because I've collected loads of bloody diagrams of the crime scene over the years. It's not one that's in this lot of slides, so I'll have to show you it from the Facebook group. But it shows there being lights on the corners of the house as well, that I'd never heard about. But there's a diagram that I've seen that shows there were actually lights on the corners of the house. Well, is there another one above it as well? Yeah, because you can see there's there's another house above it in there, and like on the cliff, higher up the cliff. So it's as big as the one above it, is it? Below it. Yeah, let's see what's. It's not on this. Yeah, it's not this diagram. Or that one. No. I'll go to the Facebook page. I should better get this key as there's another diagram, and the scarf is marked on it. But it's really bloody difficult to read. I'll have to mark it up to show you the position of the scarf because it's so hard to read. Right. Right, and that's in my Facebook group. Like I said, the writing is so bloody tiny. You can't see it. It's not a very clear one. So it's not great for this thing. But if you're watching it on a big screen, you should be able to see some of it. But this shows lights on the corners of the house. Look at it on the screen. Yeah, it shows like on the far corners where there's the bedroom, it says light. One of those might be inside, but there's a light on the corner of the house, at the far end of the house, as well. And it's like, I didn't know that there was more lights around the house, because I thought, how did they manage to chase them around the garden so much in the dark? But there were other external lights on the house. Keith Haring's graphic. Yeah, it looks like he's just taken us the old schematic diagram and marked stuff on it. Yeah, that's what I did, because there is not one of the La Bianca, so I made one out of just finding, the diagram of the house, the real estate diagram of the house, and marking where the bodies were found and where the writing on the wall was. Yeah, there's so many of these diagrams around. But yeah, you can see the scarf. It's I can't even show a pointer on the screen. I'll have to do a coloured X where the scarf was so people can see. Yeah. Yeah. You talk about the two lights at the door. On the right hand side was not on the picture, but the left was. Oh, it wasn't on, but one was. But maybe the bulb had gone in one of them. One of them wasn't working. Yeah, no one's ever talked about that. I was like, yeah, I've never heard anything about that. Like I say, that's just one thing I've always wondered about as well. How did they do it? Because the place would have been really fucking dark, wouldn't it? Because there was only supposed to be like some fairy lights that's hung on a trellis over by the pool or something, isn't there? And there was like no lights. Was the moon bright enough to be lighting up the sky? Enough. On that night. What phase was the moon? Yeah, bloody hell, I've never looked into that. Not that that has anything to do with it, I'm sure. No, I've done it wrong. Yeah. The bigger and biggest houses are all inside each other, Russian doll style. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's because they were rich and famous, but it sounds like they were all pretty drugged out all the time as well. They weren't keeping on top of it. But they had enough bloody servants around, didn't they? All these pool boys and that, house boys. Why weren't any of them keeping up with replacing the bulbs in the outside lights. And apparently the security, the speaker on the gate never worked. So why did no one ever repair that? With all these, groundskeepers around. Nothing was getting repaired, was it? So what were they really doing there? Hmm. Yeah, I thought it was weird there wasn't more lighting around the pool, because you would think, with it being such a hot summer, they would have sat outside by the pool more. It's weird that there wasn't a lot more lighting. Yeah, Reedy was just a cheapskate, didn't want to instill more lighting, yeah. Hmm. Satan's slave stole the bulb to do meth out of, yeah. And could it somehow have got broken during the struggle outside, the bulb? Could it have got bloody shot out or something? Yeah. Yeah, it might be another thing. That was Linda that said that. Yeah, it might be just the landlord was useless. Yeah, didn't keep up with the upkeep of the house. Yeah, no, that's another thought, isn't it? Because were they shooting at Jay on the porch? But no, then there would have been ballistics evidence, wouldn't there, that had happened? Surely, unless they're covering it up. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, cat's slipping down my leg. I've got 41 people watching. Thanks for coming, everyone. Make sure you've liked the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You see, I'm over 1,000 subscribers now. Oh, and on Sunday I'm going to do a stream about BZ or BZ, the other drug that the military were experimenting with, and there's footage of the tests that they did in America. Because so make sure you've seen the Marines on acid test that I did. I've done a stream about the British Marines being given LSD as an incapacitating agent. And I reacted to that, and there's footage of American troops being given this stuff called BZ. And it might have been one of the Jacob's Ladder drugs, like the drugs that they experimented with in Vietnam, because people speculate about what that was. Like, was it scopolamine? But it could also have been this BZ, a combination of things, And I found something else about scopolamine, what they were using. Sorry, my cat's tail is hitting the mic. Come on, sit down, Sam. What was I saying? He started bloody knocking the mic around. Oh, stop it. Yeah. Hit the like button while you're in the chat waiting for the timer. Then you don't have to think about it later. Do it for the algorithm. Helps. But yeah, so make sure you've seen the Marines on LSD show, because it's similar to that. And I'll probably skip over some of it because it will get too dull for people. I'll try and make it more interesting. But yeah, some of it's sort of quite funny, but it's dark. I feel bad mocking the guys because they're on, they're being tested on. They're testing chemical warfare on them. But yeah, it is kind of funny, some of the stuff that happens. So yeah, we can have a laugh at that. Because you've just heard gunshots. God. Yeah. Yeah, don't hear that very often around here, luckily. Yeah. When you're always hearing shots. Just waiting to hear update on the gunshots. What was it, really close to you where you live? Then, oh god. Oh my god, what someone said? It was a full moon. Wednesday, the 27th of August, 1969. No, the 27th of August was a full moon. So what was it on the 9th then? You've got to work it out from the 9th. It's nuts, is it? Oh god, it's alright. Sounds close, but you don't know. Oh good, yeah. Linda Ronstadt's not out there, is she? Don't go near the windows. No, it probably is a good idea though to fucking stay away from the windows, isn't it? If there's possibly people outside shooting. Fucking hell. It's horrible. Yeah, I live on the second floor anyway, so even if something like that did happen, hopefully they'd be on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Oh god, you hear them in the middle of nowhere. That must be even scarier, yeah, because it's like, why? But I suppose it could be people out hunting for food, like people that live in really isolated cabins out shooting animals. You hope. This is like the mafia taking people out into the wilderness to execute them. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Put on headphones and write a letter. Then you'll be alright. Turn the music up really loud. Just not the Grateful Dead, because you'll be bored to death. Meanwhile, Glasgow Dave is measuring his room for laminate. He was, sorry, hit the wrong comment. In an episode of Petticoat Junction. Yeah, Joanna Pettit was in a 60s film called Casino Royale as well, because I found a horror film that she was in where she's doing an American accent, but in Casino Royale she plays a character where she's doing a normal accent as well. I can believe that was Peter Sellers as well, which is interesting. Because Peter Sellers knew Sharon Tate. There's photos of him with her and that. And Joanna Pettit was friends with Sharon Tate, obviously, as well, wasn't she? Yeah, you never hear anything in Suffolk, yeah. We hear sirens, and sometimes the spotter helicopter goes up if something bad happens and there's someone on the run. We've got 2 prisons as well. No one's escaped from them for years, though, luckily. But yeah, when they escape from the prison, there's helicopters above us. Well, are you in Texas then, Big Dip? Yeah. 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 Yeah, I live in Ryde, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty obvious you live in Glasgow, Dave, yeah. Run out of tea as well. Yeah, I don't know. I might just put the Be Right Back thing on and just cut that out rather than go to an after show, because this is just a casual stream anyway. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'll do. I think I'll do a Be Right Back and be probably about 5 minutes. So yeah, it saves ending the stream, and everyone can just go and get themselves a cup of tea or whatever the hell you drink. Yeah. And you can open carry where you are as well, can you? So there's people can walk around carrying rifles and shit if they want, can't they? And bloody automatic rifles and massive, great, fucking ridiculous sized guns. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to get a fucking cup of tea. Yeah, so I'll put some music on as well, whatever it is. Right, you hear me again now? You should better hear me again now. Hello again, yeah, I've got a cup of tea now. Did everyone else go and get a drink or whatever? Stretch your legs so you don't get deep vein thrombosis. What are you doing? Cat will not settle. The cat will have to, take a minute to settle down now. Again. Get your tail away from the microphone, stupid animal. Come on. Sit down. No, no pick up Clementine. Sit down. Yeah, I could get the photos back on the screen for a bit, couldn't I? Yeah, it was a bit bigger. Yeah. So yeah, you can hardly see the writing on the door, but it is there in that photo. It's Texas fingerprint. Yeah, and this one of the screen, I'd never seen a close-up photo of the window and the screen like that. Like I said, I'd like to know what the little blue circle is meant to be marking. You would think it would be a fingerprint, something that small, wouldn't you? But on the one where they have marked the fingerprint, it's a little black box they use, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. No, he's neutered. So you wouldn't. Where is it? You know the sex of the cat now, but you can't because he's neutered. So yeah, he is actually a male. They're just gone. Yeah, this is this is like I say, this is not these are not new, like never seen before photos. These are just the court exhibits, and yeah, Bo just hadn't had time to put it up onto the site yet, and he had made it publicly available as PDFs basically, but it was all watermarked from CieloDrive.com. What's the other one? Yeah, I've seen that one, haven't we? I've seen all of them. But... yeah, and this one, like I say, that does look like blood down on the path there, but it's not. It's red paving stones and just the shadow of the trees. And yeah, there's just red stones in the path. That's all it is. Is the mic picking up the cat purring? Probably not. He's not that loud. Sorry, just looking at the chat, seeing what people were saying when I was gone. You all slagging me off. Yeah, I'm walking up and discovering the crime scene. Yeah, must have been awful. Well, apparently the maid who initially she walked up to the back door, she didn't actually go in and see it, did she? She just saw there was blood and knew there was something wrong and ran off. But she wasn't really the first to go there, was she? Let's be real. There was obviously a few people went up there before her. Yeah. Sorry, just looking at the chat. Yeah, it's just a casual stream. And it seems we have been going over an hour now. But there's like a 5-minute gap there, isn't there, that I'm going to cut out. So sit down, Sam. See, the cat's getting restless now. Sit down. Yeah. Yeah, well, she seems to have been really messed up after this all happened as well. But there was other shit going on in her life that could have caused that. But yeah, she did seem to get very. And also, Charles Manson was going to call all of the mamas and papas, not just Michelle Phillips, all of them as defense witnesses. So yeah, it must have been a freaky time for all of them. So I might as well end this one now. But yeah, Sunday night stream is going to be the BZ stream. So yeah, watch that because that should be interesting. Is that the real Jacob's Ladder Drive? Or one of them? Well, yeah, if you haven't seen the British Army soldiers on LSD stream that I did as well, it's like a follow-on from that. It's the Americans testing incapacitating agents, but they had this one called BZ. Ouch. Oh, it is interesting. Because yeah, I'd like to know what drugs they tested on soldiers to try and make them fight better. Other than amphetamines, obviously, because all the militaries gave people amphetamines, gave their soldiers amphetamines, the air forces and the navies and everything. Yeah. My tea cooled down enough to drink yet? Yeah. Yeah, Nazis gave out real meth. But if you look at the Max Jacobson stream I did, the recipe that the Nazis used, they stole from Max Jacobson. They forced him to hand over his recipe. So the meth the Nazis had was the same meth that JFK was getting given. And loads of people. Sharon Tate was one of his clients. Loads and loads of Hollywood people were this guy's clients. Dr. Feelgood, he was called. Yeah. Yeah, PCP and ketamine and LSD apparently as well, didn't they? And heroin as well. Those of them smuggled heroin back, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, Casey hadn't seen it either. He's watched it now though. Yeah. Like I say, yeah, I've been grabbing screenshots of that for the thumbnail for the BZ string. So yeah, be sure to tune in on Sunday because it is interesting. Not Manson related, but it's military intelligence testing drugs on people related. Yes, I've heard that they smuggled the heroin back with the dead bodies back in the coffins from Vietnam. Yeah, the Wonderland gang smuggled heroin back in dead soldiers' coffins. Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, I think that's true, isn't it? He was a Vietnam veteran. Yeah. Yeah, I might as well end this now. I've been going an hour, haven't I? More than an hour. Got loads of silence to edit out now. So yeah, I'll see you all Sunday. Be sure to tune in. It is going to be a good one. Just not Manson related. But yeah, it's important you realise what your government was testing on people. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good night, everyone. Oh, Jacob's Ladder is the film they're talking about, I think, everyone. Who was it? Kane, who was asking what the film was. Jacob's Ladder. It's the film that's meant to be about them testing a drug on Vietnam War veterans. It's kind of a spoiler to even tell you this if you haven't seen the film. Jacob's Ladder, yeah. 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 And Frank Lucas from American Gangster smuggled heroin in coffins too, yeah. They all did. They do it inside dead bodies, don't they? Inside corpses and everything. It's a horrible business. Yeah. Yeah, and podcast is on later as well, isn't it? I've got a couple of hours before they start. But yeah, there's just not enough to say really about what I showed you tonight. I'm tired. Yeah. And the cat's annoying me as well. He won't stay away from the mic, so yeah, I might as well end it. But yeah. Yeah, I'll see you on Sunday, guys, anyway. Night. Yeah, and thanks for coming.